With barely a week left to the official reopening of schools, the last-minute rush has begun as parents jammed bookshops and uniform stores to shop. Now, while this is ongoing, the Kenya Public Primary School Heads Association held a meeting to deliberate on how they will handle the social distancing nightmare that learning institutions will have to grapple with once face-to-face learning for all classes resumes. And as Chemutai Goin reports, Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha came out to reassure the concerned teachers that the government will do all it can to ensure that they have sufficient funds to meet safety protocols.
These were the scenes in uniform outlets and bookshops as parents, their children in tow, do the last-minute shopping ahead of the resumption of face-to-face learning on January 4th after an 8-month break owing to the COVID-19 pandemic. But for many parents like Anduta, a Nakuru resident and a mother of 4 children, she'll have to dig deeper into her pocket. COVID-19 negatively impacted her business, but she says she has no choice.
Upande wa kujitayarisha siwezi sema nimejitayarisha kabisa kwa sababu kumekuwa na challenges, kumekuwa na uzito, sijakuwa kazi na ni lazima watoto niwarudishe shule.
Today we are here shopping for uniform. Now that the kids have eaten almost the whole year, the clothes have outgrown them. The ones here we bought in January 2020, they are still new, but they have not been used. Only the kids have outgrown them.
Tulikuwa tumelala sana kutoka March na leo tarehe 28 tumeona wateja wakianza kuingia kidogo kidogo. Tumekuwa na shida mingi sana wakati tulikuwa tumefunga kwa sababu hakuna mtu alikuwa anaingia kununua.
Similar scenes witnessed in many outlets in the Central Business District. Many parents hoping to beat the last-minute rush that is characterized by long queues and shortages.
Staying at home has been hectic because, staying at home, not having to study for 9 months and going back to school really relieves me because, we'll go back to our system and how we used to and finish school.
But amid this is a concern by parents over the safety of their children in school.
I'm just hopeful that they'll be safe because at least they have stayed home for so long. We are hoping that when they go back to school, everything will be all right.
And while parents were pondering about this, head teachers from the public primary schools were also meeting to deliberate over this genuine concern as they prepare their schools and their teachers ahead of the January 4th reopening. One of their dilemmas is dealing with social distancing. For instance, Olympic Primary School with over 5,000 pupils only has 51 classrooms. In an ideal situation, 200 classrooms will be required. The chair of the association says they will have to innovate, including staggering learning.
And one way that we may think about is just by organizing shifting lessons or shifting and staggered lessons, staggered learning.
During the session, proposals were also made for the schools to use technology to ensure the syllabus was covered within the set time. They have appealed to the government to allocate them additional resources to enhance preparedness, since they would also be grappling with an influx of pupils from private schools that have shut down operations due to COVID-19.
And like what was given to the secondary schools as part of COVID mitigation, 500 shillings. In primary schools, we are given nothing.
Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha, who toured schools in Kisumu to check their level of preparedness, assured head teachers that the government would release the 19 billion for schools ahead of the reopening, even as he warned them against misusing the monies. Magoha disclosed that so far over 500,000 desks have been delivered to schools countrywide.
We are in the process together with my brother and CS Ukuri Atani. We are going to leave no stone unturned. Over 14 billion will go to secondary schools and about 4 billion will go to primary schools. Please use the money for the purposes for which it is meant.
While revealing that the government will ensure underprivileged children get the masks, he urged parents to take the initiative and protect their children by providing them with sufficient masks. As witnessed in other parts of the world, school reopening accelerated the spread of COVID-19, leading to a resurgence. Back home, the government will have to assure parents that their children are safe in school, while of course dealing with the elephant in the room, which is ensuring social distancing, which will be a nightmare, especially in public schools. Chemutai Goin, Citizen TV, Nairobi.